Intel launches a new update that people are a little underwhelmed by.
Apple also does that.
And AMD. Honestly, I'm going to give them props for admitting their mistakes, but they had to pull their features. AMD saying no. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Wednesday, October 18th, 2023. If you come join us right now over on Twitch, we will be having Reece's last big stream celebration.
Hooray.
It's not the last time you're going to appear on stream, but it's the last time all of everybody in the office could be together for us to do it. So we're going to have a fun time celebrating Reece. And if you want to join us over on Twitch, you could do that. And a lot of people don't seem to want to be joining the 14th gen launch from Intel because that came out yesterday. All of the reviews and the sales are happening. And actually, we got our care package from Intel. So actually, we did get a media kit, but this one only has the 14900K.
Pretty.
8,000 mega transfer RAM. You ain't never seen nothing that fast. No. An ASRock Nova motherboard. This is one of their new branding ones. And then an Enermax LiquidMax 360.
Very nice.
So we'll actually have a video coming up with Intel on that in the future, but it does appear like a lot of people are just underwhelmed and bored by the 14th gen. It does appear something like the 14700K, which has extra cores on the E-core side of things, is faster than the 13700K. But something like the 13900K to the 14900K, it's a mixed bag. 13600K to the 14600K, it's a mixed bag. It really doesn't appear like there's a whole lot of shakeup. It is technically faster in some ways. They also have like new feature sets where it'll thermal throttle per core rather than the whole thing, which is actually really interesting, and I wonder why it took so long to develop. It's a neat technology. I watched one review where somebody was like, I prefer CPUs that don't overheat, which I get, but at the same time, like the temperature that the CPU runs at is irrelevant. It's the power draw that actually matters. If you're only drawing 5 watts of power but running at 100 degrees Celsius, but you're getting the max performance out of it, it doesn't really matter what the actual number of the temperature is because you're only cooling 5 watts of heat at that point.
Power draw go brr.
Yes, so that's the big problem. It's not the temperature, it's actually the power draw. And so if you can maximize the total power delivery of the CPU cores because you're throttling the ones that are drawing too much power, and like it can create an interesting scenario where you're getting more power out of it than you otherwise would. It doesn't really appear like that's happening right now, but I think the thing that I will at least want to like temper everybody with, Intel didn't raise the price. They just,
nice.
So the 13th gen likely will drop in price. 14th gen comes in slots in the same place, technically overclocked, something like the 14700K, slightly faster. You're paying the same amount. It doesn't hurt anybody. To get like a 3% uplift every year, yes, as enthusiasts, we want more.
We've always been spoiled by those 10% generations.
I want 50. Give me 100. Triple my revenue. Triple my FPS and give me the ability to see the stars. That's what we want. But if you get 3% every year with no price increase, like that's the opposite of inflation.
I can't be mad at it.
Yeah, I could be bored by it.
But yeah.
And I think that's the general expectation, but we also have stuff like the 14400, which is getting benchmarked compared to the 13400, shows that it's around 8 to 30% faster depending on its single or multi-core, which according to the clock speeds doesn't really add up, so this might be a bad preliminary benchmark because we're not expected to get the 14400 until sometime in January. But you don't have to buy the 14th gen, but we can celebrate that it should bring the 13th gen lower, and the 13th gen was good.
Yeah.
You know what else is good? Today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Bassius and their Let's See portable charger. The Let's See portable charger is incredibly versatile, whether you're charging it on the brand new iPhone 15 series that actually has USB-C, or you want to use it for something like your laptop that could potentially be charged off of USB-C. Its 10,000 milliamp hour battery can provide a ton of extra battery life in a very compact form factor that can just easily slap onto the back of your phone without adding a whole lot of bulk. Additionally, if you want to get slightly more efficient charging than the MagSafe charger that comes on the iPhone, you can simply plug in the USB-C cable to get that much faster to make sure you're getting the iPhone's max charge. So whether you're just looking for a MagSafe battery bank that can help prop up your phone, or you're just looking to charge your phone quickly, the Let's See portable charger can get either done in an effective way. Bassius also has a retractable USB Type-C cable that's great for a place like a car, making it so that you could fit your phone in the front seat or your kid's iPad in the back seat. Additionally, they have the Habitat USB-C cable
cable capable of 100 watts power delivery, as well as being eco-friendly with bio-based materials, replacing a lot of the plastics with cornstarch. It's Baseus's first ever biodegradable charging cable. It's available in pastel green and pink, and it's been tested to withstand over 10,000 bends and support 100-watt fast charging, making it versatile for the iPhone 15 lineup as well as for your MacBook. So if you're looking to charge your devices today, check out Baseus and their Let's See portable charger, as well as the retractable cable and the biodegradable cable. All of that will be linked in the video description. Big thanks to them for sponsoring today's video.
But talking about CPUs drawing a lot of power, you know, also graphics cards gonna go that way. NVIDIA making it so that their GPUs draw 600 watts. Intel is working with Submer to develop immersion cooling for 1,000-watt CPUs.
Good heavens.
So they are working, and they showed off a technical demo with single-phase immersion cooling that makes it so that they were cooling an undisclosed 800-watt Xeon to decent temperatures with an 800-watt TDP, and it's like a box that's immersionally cooled and can also do it. They're going to show off more during the OCP Global Summit that's happening right now, but this is going to be necessary, especially as CPUs continue to ratchet up. They're adding in new things. You're getting neural cores, you're getting graphics cores, you're getting all like the tile packaging that Meteor Lake has. As you start adding things on, like NVIDIA is doing and Intel is doing and AMD is doing, you're going to have more heat to dissipate. And
especially in the server space, like heat is a big issue when you're stacking multiple things together. So.
And the better ways to efficiently dissipate that can actually reduce costs overall, because you're not keeping all of that heat trapped and reducing performance. So we can joke and meme about it, but these are like necessary developments. This is engineering happening, right? Like, you don't get 3% out of a 14900K out of nowhere. Somebody had to go in and tweak that, and we can poo-poo that all we want, but I just, like, it. You do it. some of our audience is capable of doing it, but I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the couch potatoes whining on the internet, which is what a lot of people are doing about Apple's new USB-C pencil, which I also have a little bit of a pushback on that as well. So this thing is $79, has a USB-C charging port, but is worse because it has no pressure sensitivity whatsoever.
Ew.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Okay, I'm coming at that from a I like to draw on my iPad kind of thing, but if you're just taking notes, that doesn't really matter.
You also can't double tap the latest version to change drawing tools and like it's missing features. You also can't get it engraved. It's a little weird, but it's $50 cheaper than the one with pressure sensitivity.
Yeah.
So you are saving money, but it is worse.
Like I said, I feel like if you're not going to use it for art, it's fine. If you're literally just general note taking,
just a boopy doopy.
You got your Notion up, you scribbling, sharing notes around, like, that's fine. It makes it easy.
Yeah, and now it's more affordable, which you're about to make for life. People afford deals.
What he said.
How do we transition?
We just meld into each other.
Catlin, make it happen.
And hey, deals.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad. Welcome back to UFD Deals, bringing the hottest tech deals out on the internet. And today we're starting off with this Gigabyte B550M Aorus Elite AM4 Micro ATX motherboard, which you can pick up for only $99.99, making it $50 off.
Speaking of Gigabyte motherboards, I saw that they launched new Z790 with a white PCB.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, it's got me shivering my timbers.
I really want to see it in person.
But also, speaking of 14th gen dropping pricing, Reece got another deal.
We have the Intel Core i5-12600KF, which you can pick up for $192, making it $119.25 off.
That's a lot of cores and overclocking for 192 Bonerinos.
And then if you want...
Sorry. I'm gonna see myself out on that one.
Yeah, that's deserved. But if you want to see some other stuff, you can pick up this LG A2 48-inch 4K OLED smart TV, which I have the CS version, which is basically this, but higher refresh rate, and I paid so much more.
48-inch OLED for $650?
Yeah.
So is it 60 hertz?
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah, for only $649.99, making it literally half price. I will forever praise what LG is doing with this current lineup of OLED
affordability.
OLED TVs.
Affordable TVs.
And it looks so good too. And with that, the deals are done. You can find these and more linked in the video description down below. But until next time, I'm handing back Brett for the rest of your hot news. And
hand me off. Hands. We're only going to be able to do that like a few more times. And then it's over.
I'm trying to think of ideas.
Oh, to like close it out with a big note?
Yeah.
Oh. Can you give me like a piggyback ride one day? I'd like that.
just...
Okay, well, before we jump on into the negative AMD news, let's talk about some positivity that's going on with Team Red, because they have announced that they have ROCm and PyTorch support on the 7900 XTX over on Linux, which means that they actually have support for RDNA 3 graphics on something that is a burgeoning industry when it comes to AI and machine learning, and working with PyTorch is actually a pretty big deal for RDNA 3 based GPUs. It is currently only on the highest end one, but they are making strides and movements forward in a sector that NVIDIA is clearly dominating in, so we'll celebrate these small wins as they're happening. And they're also launching a new GPU, the 6750 GRE. We talked about how this might be coming out, and now it's been officially launched. It's going to be a clearance of the Navi 22 GPU, and they're having two different versions. You get both the 10 gigabyte version as well as the 12 gigabyte version. They have different compute units, but the highest end 12 gigabyte version, the 6750 GRE, is essentially the 6750 XT, but it is slightly faster.
Really?
15 megahertz.
It's something.
Don't spend that all in one place, bucko!
I kind of like these Golden Rabbit Edition cards.
It's just a new reason for them to launch a new graphics card. Like, we're gonna get into comment response in a little bit, but one of the ones I picked out was like, the 14th gen just feels like Intel's doing this for OEMs because they have to release a new one every year.
All the yearly refresh cycle.
Everybody does that. Like, this is AMD's doing that. It is only in China right now that you're getting the Golden Rabbit Edition, but it is like, there's a cadence where they have to like try to keep things fresh, and what keeps things fresher than rabbits?
I have no answer for you.
Good. I want you to ponder that one while AMD ponders the weight of their mistakes, because not only did AMD pull the driver that was actually being used in CS2 that was getting people VAC banned due to turning on the feature set Anti-Lag Plus, turns out they're just turning off that feature entirely. Anti-Lag Plus is now being unlaunched, is how video cards put it, which I thought was a little cheeky, with them saying in a report, AMD has received reports of some games triggering anti-cheat bans on gamers when AMD Anti-Lag Plus technology is enabled on Radeon graphics. To address this, the new driver disables Anti-Lag Plus technology in all supported games,
Yikes.
and we recommend gamers use the new driver. AMD is actively working with game developers on a solution to re-enable Anti-Lag Plus and to help reinstate gamers who were impacted by the anti-cheat bans. We will provide more information when available. So props to AMD, they are addressing this properly. Valve called them out. They instantly responded saying, hey, we're pulling that driver. Now they're going a little step further, saying we're just turning it off completely. This feature set is clearly not ready for mainstream. This is the type of response you want to see from a company.
I was about to say, it's actually better than the no response I was expecting.
Yes, so props to AMD, they are doing good, but this does kind of continuously go against the narrative that we were kind of seeing in the comments, where people were like, well, it's Valve's fault. Well, it's actually the anti-cheat's fault. Nobody besides gamers is saying that. Valve is calling out AMD. AMD is calling out themselves. Maybe there is a kernel of truth that anti-cheats could be better, but it is very clear that AMD pulled a no-no when it came to their drivers, and they needed to undo it, especially with how it's hooking into the DLLs. That is a very common way of doing cheating. And so AMD's drivers was doing similar behavior to what cheats do, and to allow that would make it so that you're allowing more cheaters into video games. That's the long and short of it, but it is good to see that AMD is addressing it. I personally think that this is not a big deal as an enthusiast, but as we've talked time and time again, this puts a sour taste in the mouth of the people who were casually involved and are just looking for their next upgrade. Are they gonna buy a 6750 XT when it's one of the best bang for buck GPUs out there? No. They're gonna go and they're gonna grab a 4070. They're gonna say, hey, I don't wanna get VAC banned ever again. So I will just go with NVIDIA, which they're already doing. NVIDIA has 90% market share.
I have a feeling this VAC ban just ruined someone's day.
They can go outside. They can touch grass.
As he touches the
I mean, it's not my
plastic
profession,
plant.
right? Like, we've obviously been hurt by small, irresponsible moves that companies like YouTube take on us. And it is frustrating when it happens. And like, I don't have anywhere else to go. But gamers do. They have a different card company that they can choose from.
Yeah.
I could upload to, I mean, every single time like we get struck by YouTube, people are like, you should switch to
Rumble.
Oh, that's
something.
that's the new hotness. It used to be the crypto ones, the ones that were on the blockchain D Live or something, whatever the heck it was. And I probably am not at risk of getting banned, but the audience is like significantly smaller.
All of 3 people who use that service.
It's the same issue with Kick. Yeah, I'm getting 95% of my revenue of 10% of my audience, which means I take a massive pay cut. Twitch and YouTube provide valuable services because they actually have the scale.
Yeah.
You
can go to the smaller parties where not everyone's invited, but
Well,
still gonna be smaller.
yeah, let's have a smaller party right now doing comment response. Ready for this? Top 3 comments. Swanky Puppet saying, definitely gonna miss Reece in the hot news segment with Brett. Can't wait for the Reece stream. YouTube username saying, even though Reece is gone, it feels like he's still with us. And then JT Lat saying, Catlin is absolutely one of my favorite editors on YouTube.
Round of applause for Catlin.
People are gonna miss you. They also think that you're not you because you don't have a beard.
I'm not me.
And Catlin's actually really good at her job. And then we got Model 4 saying, I'm surprised that you aren't covered how the update for Windows 11 Copilot broke the drivers for the AMD GPUs. You're already in a role with AMD. It feels natural just to mention it. I hear you. I didn't hear about this. Had no idea what was going on, so I quickly Googled it. It happened like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it happened.
The news cycle already,
it happened during when we were on the Cannonball, and so it's not news anymore. Somebody else already covered it in full depth. So hot news is about bringing you the hottest tech news, and yes, I could bring this up, but also like kind of scrolling through, it appears like Windows updates break drivers all the time, and I don't know if this is any different. I could deep dive into it. Let me know if you want me to check it out, but it seems like just buying video. Oh, sorry, that one came out of nowhere.
Yeah, not something in the air.
Jason Whitmer saying, the best part about underwhelming CPU refreshes is the discount we will see on the previous gen.
Boo.
He's not wrong, but also like, it's only underwhelming because of our expectations. If you got a car that was 3% faster every year for the same amount of money,
I was about to say, I'm personally not disappointed with 3%, but like, sure, 10% sounds better.
Yeah, it's not Moore's Law. We're not doubling every single 18 months, 2 years, but I don't, maybe Jensen was right. Moore's Law is dead. I haven't really seen anyone say it, so apologies if you have. With Intel usually only sticking to 2 gens per socket, it really feels like the 14th gen is going to mainly be for OEMs, etc., so they can fulfill the line those guys are used to having with their yearly SKUs. Dell don't want to be providing optiplexes with 13 gen to businessmen when it's 18 months old, for example, could lead to AMD switches in theory. Yes, but typically when it's an OEM-only refresh, they sell to OEM onlys. Like Intel and AMD have both done that.
I feel like it's a completely different pipeline there.
Yeah, these are for DIY for people to actually build with.
Because we can easily get it. It's not like you're fishing and importing something from eBay just to get a specific OEM.
Right, like a 4750G, that was an OEM only launch, which was very frustrating because it was such a great chip, and AMD just didn't want regular users to have it for whatever reason. Intel's not really doing that with the 14th gen, so it's a mixed bag. I get why people are just like slightly disappointed, but hey,
it do be doing things.
You could just get an i7 920. Be happy. Mitchell the Mitch saying, did you guys know that the 14th gen mobile CPUs might get a neural processing unit? Sucks that Raptor Lake refreshed and get one. Yeah, that's because the 14th gen mobile is Meteor Lake, which is based on their tile setup, which has the neural processing unit. We're expecting that to come in Arrow Lake, but also like think about how people use desktops. Typically, they're going to have a discrete card for that. That's what your 4090's for, is doing all the neural stuff. Whereas when you're on a laptop, it's more for just kind of getting a few things done that you don't want to offload to the cloud computing that you have set up. So I get it. No. Phoenix Technology saying, I'm glad to have a fellow Buck fan. Bucky? Buck? Bucka? Is that? Why do you have like 70 different ways of saying Bucky?
I don't know, we like to do things.
Bucka fan back home in South Africa. I wonder, Reece, will you start your own channel or will work commitments interfere with that idea?
What work commitments?
I am curious your answer on this one.
No. I have no desire personally to start my own channel, at least on YouTube side of things. Like
you stream on your own Twitch account from time to time.
That's just like a hobby fun thing.
Okay, I wanted Reece to get his answer out of the way before I presented what I think one of the things Kyler and I talked about. He was like, can I have my own channel? I was like, technically yes, but like
there's like non-compete stuff.
In like if you wanted to do tech stuff, then it'd create issue. But also like you just feel tired of it after work. Like this is
my job. Like I'm trying to like I would have to be in a weird space to like do my job and then do my job.
It also, like, if I wasn't paying you a wage that you would like, and you were like, oh, the only way I can afford rent this month is if I create more content.
Yeah. I like to chill in my downtime and like.
And I like to create an environment where Reece can chill and like he's not stressed about making sure ends meet all the days.
Yeah, I'm Gucci.
But Untitled having a different opinion, saying, I would absolutely loathe my life if I had to mix business and personal life like this. Holy hell, where does the corpo shill person end and the humanity start?
What is he trying to say?
I think like you and I hanging out for your birthday, but like you work here. That's how I interpreted it, because that was on the episode where we talked about hanging out for your birthday.
Is everything good, Untitled? I have questions. I suppose in
tricky.
A regular dynamic, say you were like a CEO kind of like business suit man and being like, come to my mixer or else.
We like each other.
Yeah.
We like hanging out.
We went to go see a band that we both enjoy.
That he introduced me to, and I introduced him to one of the other bands.
Yeah, and then we band crossing. I don't think of it as mixing business and personal.
But it is.
If you want to get like super technical, yeah.
Rico J saying, you haven't played Miles Morales, Brett? I promise it's worth it if you can make the time. As a full-time working parent, I get the constraints on gaming time, but definitely that is one of my time-worthy games. I get it. I'm not saying I don't want to play it. Like, nobody has to convince me. But also, like, it's not like I'm playing other games in favor or like instead of playing Miles Morales. The last time I played video games was Baldur's Gate on stream.
Yeah.
With everybody else. Last time I played a game for personal reasons, Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
Months ago. It was the last time.
It has been months, hasn't it?
It came out in June.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long moment. And then Bad Friends coming in saying, Breaking Bad hosting UFD Tech this morning.
Yeah.
Is that a bald joke?
Yeah.
You think you're funny?
Also, because we got to go see the house, which was really cool.
Oh, we did.
Albuquerque.
We did in Albuquerque. I don't like how I said that.
No, that felt weird.
It's also going to feel weird when you're gone.
I know.
Well, come watch us over on Twitch so you can say goodbye to Reece. Goodbye party stream.
Yeah, it's party stream.
It's a party stream. We did this when you and Catlin were leaving the U.S. It was a Halloween stream, but you're not going to be here on Halloween.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm leaving before that.
So we'll have fun.
Pumpkins.
Do you want to carve pumpkins? We can
I'm
go
good.
get them. You sure?
I
You do it.
I didn't like the way it felt on my hands, scooping up the pumpkin nasties.
Reece doesn't like pumpkin brains.